Good morning, friends. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Vanakkam. Sat Sri Akal. Kamanachi. Kem cho? Majama. I hope today is a Monday for all of us and we really think what's going to happen today. So it's basically Monday as always. Everybody gets very tensed, but yeah, over a period of time, we all experience people. We are ready to face whatever comes in our way. So it's everybody's they think it from a different perception, but yes. So today's topic it's basically more about the leadership and how strong leaders build their teams. So I'm going to keep it very short. I'm going to keep it very simple with some basic management theories, how companies adopt and how they run their teams, how they build them based on different factors evolving around us. So we have seen it in our own companies, and yes, and that helps us to understand or to nurture the gap where an employee and leader can come to a level where both of them understand each other's needs, requirements, and then it is just everybody needs to align and ensure any organization's goal or objective is accomplished. So that's the main key topic here. So yes, as we are coming from different backgrounds. Most of us also must have done management courses in several years, and this is also for today's budding generation, which is coming up, and they also need to really think about how to become a leader very effectively. Now, as my experience and everybody's experience, I feel leaders should be really lucky, to have a very good core team who are able to support their respective managers, their reporting managers or the bosses. It's a blessing for any leader to have those kind of teams. I know even the teams, they also look for a very good manager, whether it's a male or female, but yes, they look as a role model, and it also motivates the team, how they could really, how it's easy for them to accomplish the goals or what is the vision a leader is setting. So it's a different perception from both these sides, whether it's the manager or whether it's the team employee. So it's very crucial, how we have to lead a team. So coming to the theories, how companies across the globe, how they deploy. So first, if I take, we have the Maslow's theory of leadership. It was designed by Abraham Maslow, and you would see, it's all basic understanding the basic needs, of an employee. So if you see the pyramid way of structure, how they have been really showing from the bottom, it's first basically you need to have the physiological needs, what is really needed for you, your air, your food, water, shelter, sleep, etc., clothing. So the basic needs goes up, and then you have your safety needs, which is all about your work, your employment, your security, what you have, because you're getting a salary, so how you are able to keep your things safe and secured. Your health is main, and then your property. So this is all a part of your living, part of your working where you are working in an organization. Then you have the third pyramid, which is love and belonging, which you develop friends, your colleagues, in a company, yes, you have a work culture, and then you have a family. So that's the way of being connected with all your colleagues, your leaders. And then fourth pyramid, it goes to STM, where you also command respect, you also deserve respect and some kind of a status, which all of us, when we get promoted to a certain level, that's been recognized, our however we have achieved, and that gives us more strength. And then we also have a freedom of in the way of communicating what all we have done and how we could guide the next people in the team. And then you have the last, which comes the last pyramid of this hierarchy. If you see, it's self-actualization. So it's a desire to become what you want to be, a person in this world. So, and I know everybody has aspirations to become Elon Musk or become Bani, or so it's a different perspective from everyone, how they want to achieve their goals. So this is the basic Maslow's first leadership model. Second, if you see, we have the Dr. Douglas McGraw, which is nothing but the theory X and Y. So if you see in this, you have basically theory X. It shows the way of micromanaging your team. You're not allowing them to do the work based on their freedom. So you do not trust them. So this is really a sense of I would say a sense of fear, I would say, because, or maybe an uncomfortableness, because they also need to emphasize, or they need to have their own boundaries which they could easily work, and that's why you will be able to get results, or else you cannot achieve. So micromanaging is always not good. It has to be changed. Theory Y, yes. On this aspect, yes, you give completely authority, you trust the team, and you give them certain tasks which they have to complete within a time frame. So it also helps you to hold them accountable, for the kind of deadlines what you set, and it's more of an you give them an empowerment, where you could try to ask them that within this time frame this project needs to be completed and they need to report back. So it helps to also build a sense of belonging within a team. Now if you go to the third leadership style, you would see the Frederick Herzberg. So this is basically it's not more about your monetary, but it's more about your recognition, how employees are working, how a team is working, or a team employee is working, and how you really motivate him, what are his way of his style of working. So you need to really consistently mentor the team and help them to understand what are the objectives, what's the vision any company or the leaders looking. So this is very critical for any kind of a team leader or a boss who has a team. So they should really understand the basic or I would say the motivation factors, which helps them to understand that salary is not everything. Beyond money, there comes a sense of recognition which any employee feels, whether his work is being appreciated. There should be a transparency on what he is doing. How is the work culture? The company should be ethical, responsible, on how to manage employees or manage the team, and then you also need to have a work-life balance where you need to give time for each employee to spend their time with their families and friends, and also you also have to give a chance for any employee to grow based on his or her performance. So this is very crucial when it comes to Herzberg theory of leadership. Everybody is really looking forward. At the end of the day, he or she tries to perform, tries to outsmart others. But yes, a leader also should try to distinguish between the team and see who is more capable of going to the next level. So it's a open way of communication. You need to sit down, talk to them, allow them to come with your ideas and see what you could do the best for them. So that's the third style leadership. Coming to the fourth style, it's the Bruce Tuckman. So here it's more about a leader, how is he has a vision for his own goal. So it's it's more of a team building, and you would have different stages of development. So if you see in the Tuckman's theory, you have forming, which is you have different people building a team, getting to know each other, their strengths, their weakness, and then when you go towards your storming, that's where each and every team members' ideas clash. They bring out their way of challenging the conflicts, and you have to balance. As a leader, you have to balance. And then once that phase passes on, you have norming, which the entire team nurtures the way of working, and everybody understands what they need to do as a team. So, and then when you start performing, when you start performing, you tend to show good results because now you are aligned as a team and you're aligned with your boss or reporting manager, and then that helps you, step towards, or I would say, come close, towards this success. So that's how it goes. And then again, you have the last stage of adjourning, which everybody is really looking forward for any kind of recognition, awards, and etc. That's how a good team, I would say, comes at last. So it's one of the biggest, way of leadership. Coming to the fifth is the transformational, leadership, which we all of us have seen. I would say the best example is Elon Musk of Tesla. I mean, he has a vision for a lot of things. We have seen the vision. He has a vision for SpaceX, the way he has rolled out. I mean, there are different things. He had made these autonomous cars a couple of years back, and how things are. So that's the. It's been, the way these leaders, they have their own vision and how they focus more on growth and innovation, and they try to pass on this to the next leaders, who are coming forward. So this is one kind of a leadership, transformational leadership, which is going, which have been deployed by companies. At the same time, every company has its own, I would say, pros and cons. Today's structure, if you see, I know many companies deploy these kind of types of leadership, and also the first, which was the Maslow. For example, Google they deploy this type of leadership, and they don't really pay salaries. They also, beyond that, they also give you access to food, culture, learning. So these are all kind of I would say perks which they give, and also we don't. I know there'll be a lot of conflicts, and in the last few months and years we see companies laying off. So it's quite natural, I would say. It's the companies, they don't decide between the people and the growth, but yes, they trade off. That's one thing, between these two. I mean, people and culture versus performance and profit. So that's how the companies they trade off between these two aspects, because sometimes a leadership also must clearly balance what's how to build a good team so that the results are achieved. So it's very crucial how in today's complex world of technology and the way a market is moving so fast, and different companies have to adapt, and they have to be really flexible in meeting those criteria. So yes, if you go to if you see the Hesburgh theory, Infosys is one of the example. They also give you learnings. They have different courses, and they also empower people to engage themselves in the way of by asking you to enroll in different programs. So every company has been a part of it. You have Amazon, which correlates with Bruce Tuckman's theory. As a team, as I mentioned, you need to have a team. You need to see what ideas can come together and how these can be implemented and the results are achieved. So every team has its own, I would say, way of thinking, and leaders really must understand. Building teams overnight, it's not so easy. You have to nurture them. You need to understand every team's efforts, and because unless you keep your employees, or unless you help them understand what your vision is, what are the clear objectives, then they're able to follow your footsteps. They will not follow. They will not follow. Your instructions, but yes, they stand up to see you as a leader, who has a vision, on how you are going to turn things in the next few years. So again, I would just conclude this today's video, by emphasizing that both the teams also should understand how a leader's decision is very crucial in achieving sustainable business. Everything cannot be just considered on you need a long-term growth. So yes, we should be ready, to adapt, to be flexible, as per the changing dynamics of the world. So this is the final talk on today's subject. I know all of you must be having different thoughts, different questions. I would be glad if all of you, of all my friends, you can leave your comments. You can let me know what else can be discussed more on this. I will be making other videos in depth, how we could try to tackle this kind of crisis in the industry. But yes, feel free to comment, and I will also request all my friends to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till then, stay safe and have a nice week ahead. Thank you.